on Network Africa. Ethiopia, Kenya investigates suspected cases of deadly coronavirus. Head of Libya's National Oil Corporation warns that the country could become like Syria. Plus, dozens of people killed by suspected militants in Burkina Faso's restive northern region. Hello and welcome to the program. I'm Layo Adegoke. 4 people with suspected coronavirus have been put into isolation in Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa. Since last Wednesday, all passengers arriving from China are being screened at Addis Ababa's Bole International Airport to check for infections. At a press conference in Addis Ababa, Health Minister Dr. Lia Tadesse and other officials said all 4 of the suspected cases are Ethiopian nationals. 3 of them were students who had traveled back from various universities near Wuhan city, the epicenter of the outbreak. Health officials say blood samples are being sent to South Africa for further investigation. To date, Ethiopian Airlines has screened more than 22,000 passengers for symptoms of the deadly virus. Meanwhile, a Kenyan student from China with symptoms similar to those of the deadly coronavirus has been quarantined at the National Referral Hospital in the capital, Nairobi. This comes after Kenya warned its citizens not to travel to China's Wuhan city, except on essential duty, until the outbreak of the coronavirus there has been contained. The Foreign Affairs Ministry says it's in touch with Kenyans who are stuck in Wuhan, the epicenter of the outbreak. Meanwhile, airport officials in Côte d'Ivoire have identified a patient who had similar symptoms to those of the coronavirus. It is not yet confirmed. Kenya, which has one of the busiest airports in Africa and has stepped up surveillance screening all passengers arriving from China. Let's get more on this story from Kenyan journalist Abi Agena. Hello, Abi. Thank you so much for speaking to us. What is the update at this time? Has it been confirmed?
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak to you back in Nigeria. Well, the situation here in Kenya is quite a sense of vigilance at the point of entry. That is the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. So far, we have been able to have 1 case of suspected coronavirus in the country. And the patient was a student who is studying in China in the Wuhan city. The patient has actually been quarantined at the Kenyatta National Hospital. And as we speak right now, we also have the minister in charge of health, that is Cicely Kariuki. She's currently giving an address in relation to this particular incident. We do know that the student in question has been tested for various checks to ensure that whether they will be getting to know, is it coronavirus or will they be able to rule it out? As of now, it's still at the interim stage of the reports, and we shall be getting more details as we move along.
All right. What is the health ministry saying, especially on the level of preparedness, if this indeed is coronavirus in Kenya?
So far, the Ministry of Health has indicated that they have all systems in place. They have the medical teams are on standby.
Seems like we lost Abi Agena there. Well, let's move on to other stories now. Digital insurance has become the in thing in Kenyan insurance market, as it's set to drive down the cost of all forms of insurance because it increases transparency for data and analytics. Now, in Nairobi, a technology hub nicknamed the Silicon Savannah has attracted many entrepreneurs from places like the United States and United Kingdom.
Jihan Abbas, a 26-year-old Kenyan woman, often walks into meetings full of puzzled faces as people crane past her, looking for the boss of her new digital motor insurance company. Abbas is the founder and chief executive of Griffin Insurance, which released its flagship mobile application on Friday. Griffin is Kenya's first digital-only car insurance company, which lets customers pay installments and pools coverage when they travel.
The Griffin Motor app is a car insurance app. It allows you to buy your insurance policy in less than 2 minutes. A lot of complaints that we're hearing from customers when we were doing our research before we created the product was that they didn't like calling up a lot of people in the value chain, whether it's a broker, agent, or the underwriter. It takes ages for them to get their cover. So we've simplified the whole process. You just have to answer 5 questions, get a quote, and then pay. I don't know what the progress is on this.
Griffin will process claims in a week rather than the industry standard of 30 days.
On one hand, we have the car insurance app, but on the other hand, we hope that we'll motivate people to actually create more digital products. One of the key things we're addressing is that startups don't really have the money to hire an underwriter or actuary, but we've done all that work, and everything that an insurance company does in a whole building of staff has actually been put into a single platform and an API that you can access to create your products. It's a different life.
In addition to the app, Abbas' 14-man team has another company, Lamy, that sells the technological platform they use to build Griffin, an application program interface that businesses can use to create their own digital insurance products. Lamy raised $500,000 in a seed round and aims to close a Series A by March.
Startups don't really have the money to hire an underwriter or actuary, but we've done all that work, and everything that an insurance company does in a whole building of staff has actually been put into a single platform and an API that you can access.
While the team's first foray is in motor insurance, they hope to use their platform and encourage other companies to do so to provide more forms of insurance.
Giving motorists a better, more
We have now back with us Abby Agena, Kenyan journalist who was discussing a suspected case of coronavirus in Kenya. Abby, good to have you back. Now, the government is warning citizens against travel to Wuhan, but there are some Kenyans who are stuck in Wuhan and they are asking to be evacuated. Is there a plan for this?
Well, thank you. Sorry for that technical glitch. Well, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has communicated that 85 Kenyans are actually stuck in Wuhan city, and they are actually in touch with these 85 students who are studying in Wuhan city. Right now, what we've been able to establish is that the government has talked to the students, and the students are actually within safe ranges, and they're not in any way going to be affected by the disease as of now. But there are very elaborate plans to have them come back to the country. And of course, that will be coming out from today's press conference with the Health Minister, Cecily Kariuki, who is, as we speak right now, she's currently addressing members of the media just to give the roadmap on the evacuation exercise that will see these 85 students being brought back to Kenya. We can authoritatively report that Kenya has just received one case of the coronavirus, and the vigilance at the airport has been heightened. This includes the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, Mombasa Airport, and that is Moi International Airport, as well as the Wilson Airport. So for now, we can, of course, keep an eye just to hear more on what the minister has to say. But from the look of things, Kenya as a country still remains very, very much well able to handle this coronavirus.
All right, Abby Agena, Kenyan journalist, thank you so much for speaking to us. We do hope for a positive solution. Thank you again.